Morning, everyone. It's Friday, end of the week, getting awfully close to the end of the quarter. So watch for the rebalancings and the adjusting of positions for people who don't want to show the losers and who do want to show the winners. This is video number 688, and I remind you, if you like the work, please hit that subscribe button. Plenty of news out. The Suez is still closed. Nobody seems to have an idea as to when they're actually going to get it open. And so trade inventories, which came out at 8:30, that were up 0.5%, really need to be watched, because you're probably going to see some pretty major dislocations in the EU on business inventories, product, etc. Okay, excuse me. Personal income was down 7.1% versus an expectation of down 7%. This is versus last month's 3.4, up over 10%. So a roller coaster there too. Personal spending down 1% versus an expectation of down 0.8%. Last month's was up 2.4%, and that was actually adjusted even further to up 3.4%. So seems to be going in the wrong way a little bit there. We also have news from WeWorks. WeWork is going to go public through a SPAC. What a surprise. I'm just going to guess that they didn't have a lot of alternatives, considering what their record looks like, and the fact that they posted a $3.2 billion loss for the year, or either earlier this week or late last week. But it's going public through BOWX. BOWX is the symbol, and it had closed at 973. I'll give you a look at it. This is the chart. 973 is where it closed, and has, as you can see, forgetting even the spikes on speculative news about what was going into it, it's generally moved from 11 down to 973. Let's remember that if the holders don't approve a deal, then the money gets turned back over to them. So that's an issue, but it was very oversold, and it was down here pretty close. It may have actually been the low, yes. We actually made a low at 965 this week, and the prior had just matches it, 965. In any event, when the news hit, this is what happened with the stock. Turned right back up. It's gotten as high as 1040. Last is 1030. As you can see, it is bouncing around in 3 or 4 cent ticks, which is not all that unusual. Let's remember that this is, while the stock is trading, it's still pre-market trading. We have the banks being told by the Fed that they will have to wait until after June 30th, not the end of this month, as was the case. They're going to keep that in place, no buybacks until after June 30th. Ford, the F-150 Dearborn factory is shut for a couple of days. Issue is chips for that biggest selling Ford truck. Massachusetts has been allowed to go forward with their suit against Uber and Lyft, the one that qualifies their drivers as employees. Tesla had some trouble with unions, has lost a case there, and they have to rehire anyone who was fired because of that. Disney is going to start expanding their California parks, more shops, more activities, and probably higher price. Robinhood is going to be standing by its customers in line to buy IPO'S. You know, what could possibly go wrong? Take a look at the 5 or 6 IPOs that came yesterday, in which we had Vizio, which came at 21 and closed at 19 after trading 17 and a half, or Diversey, which was supposed to come 18 to 21, came at 15 and went to 13. You get the general idea. IPOs are not the instant home run that they were 6 months or a year ago. And BIDU, which earlier this week went public in Hong Kong because of the initial claim or the initial threat by Mr. Trump about delisting companies here. Here's what's happened with BIDU. And this is a daily, not a weekly, so these moves are pretty extreme. We hit 354.82, so 355 back just over a month ago. The stock had been down on the big sell-off in tech to 226, so 350 to 226, had been rallying until we started with the issue of Hong Kong. So the first day with the issue of Hong Kong, we were down 22 or 8.5%. That has not let up at all. The next day we were down 35, and then yesterday we continued down another 13. So this week alone, the stock looks like a high of 267 and a low of 190. But that's actually not complete either, and I'll show you why, because this morning it has continued to follow through. This was the regular hour trade where we closed at 204. This is the pre-market trade where we have traded 189 now, 189.51, and we're awfully close to that at 190.62, down another 14. This is way oversold. I'm going to say we're right back to the most important major breakout in the stock, which was this consolidation back in the end of December, in between, let's say, 203 and this high close before the breakout at 162. So, I'd hate to think it's going to be back at 162. It's awfully oversold, and I would expect it to bounce here somewhat. Before those numbers came out, meaning the personal income and spending and business inventories came out. Opening indications were Dow up 145, NASDAQ down 72, and S&P up 7. Right now, the S&P is up about 7. The Dow implied open is up 144, so we're pretty much right in the money. And the NASDAQ looks to be opening, that's actually a little better. It looks to be opening down about 26, so that's been cut in half. So there you go. Be careful out there. Oh, and Root, almost forgot. Big recommendation yesterday from CITRON. We were buying this stock and the options for the last couple of days. We actually sold some of them on this up day. I think we paid $1.35 for them in here. We got $2.10 and $2.15 really in a day and a half. And then yesterday I posted this 3 or 4 times here and on the Discord page, and not the behind the curtain page for everybody to see, and kept on calling for the stock to be higher. We were coming out of this little down move right here, a flagging looking move, and we came back down and tested that, and I posted it again towards the end of the day. And in the last 15-minute bar here, we moved 13 cents to touch just about the new high of the day at 12.89, closing 12.88. And what happened after that was the CITRON report, which you can get just by looking at last night's daily note. The CITRON report sent the stock flying higher. It actually traded as high as 14.5 last night. This morning it is trading right now 1368, and that's down 12 cents, sort of. The regular hours close, as I mentioned before, was 1287. So when you look at this and it shows that it's down on the day, in point of fact, it's not. It is up higher. Last is 1368, and in fact, that's up 81 cents. All right, everyone, have a good day. Oh, almost forgot the oil chart on the screen. Oil volatility, incredible. What's also kind of surprising is the fact that we've had now 3 in a row of what would be considered inconsequential days. And those are inside days, days that have neither a higher high nor a lower low. So here we were 61.35 to 57.25. Next day, 31.34 to 729 inside day. Yesterday, 60.86 to 57.44, another inside day. And today so far, the range, even though that we're up $1.40 on the day, the range is 58.32 to 60.27. So this is going to have to resolve itself one way or the other. If you're looking at this as a longer-term bull market, you expect it on the upside. If you think that we're going to have lower utilization and less of a reopening trade, then you start to look at the area around 55 to 57 as the next area of support. All right, everyone, have a good day. Be careful out there. I'll be back on Monday, and the letter will go out on Sunday night.